Okay, Mark, so now that we have turned on the lights, imported the model, etc., I'm going to show you how to edit this model so it's sort of in the best condition when we put it in the exhibit. So something you'll notice is like we got something funny going on in here. Like this isn't the way it's supposed to look. That's sort of an artifact from the 3D scanning. So we're going to try to fix that up. So in order to fix this up, first we're going to select the model by right-clicking on it. Then we're going to change the mode from object mode to something called sculpt mode. You'll see that the cursor changed to this circle, and I can change the size of this circle here. I can change the size of it, so I can make it smaller, bigger. I can also do these with the bracket keys, in and out. So the curly bracket keys will also do this, which will make it easier. And so what we want to do is sort of subtract this down. And to do this better, we might want to look at some reference pictures. Just open up all of these reference photos. We're seeing here, we're getting an idea of what it actually looked like here. So we can see that there wasn't that strange blob that we're seeing here, that's just because it didn't scan it perfectly. So we're going to go about fixing that. And the way we do that is right now we're in add mode. What this is doing is it's puffing it out. It's actually adding to it. So we can sort of expand it out here. And that's not what we want. We actually want to bring this weird protuberance in. So instead of adding, we're going to change it to subtract mode. And we're going to just bring this in here until it matches what we were seeing in the reference photos. And to do that, we can change how big this is, and we can change the strength depending on what we want to do. Continue that and finick with it until it's the best we can get it, and we can use the reference pictures to get an idea of what it actually looked like down there. Rotating around it, getting a sense of that. Alright, so each model is going to be different. So this one just has this little bit of cleaning up to do. So sometimes the model is a little bit messier. So I'm going to show you how to do cleanup in those kinds of situations. So here we've got some scraps we need to get rid of, and we don't want those, so how do we get rid of them? What we do is first change the mode from object mode to edit mode, and we might want to deselect everything to start with. We press A for that, and that will toggle the selection, and we want everything unselected. Then we're going to press B, and that's going to put us into box select. So I'm going to select this chunk here that I want to get rid of. So I've got that. Then I'm going to press X, and X deletes everything. But there's several different kinds of deleting. First we're going to delete the faces. And see that that did some damage, and we've deleted some things, but not everything. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to do B for box select, select all of that, X, and this time instead of faces, we're going to do vertices. All right, that almost did it, and we'll do it one more time. X, vertices. All right, there we got it. Oh, one more. Okay, so now we've deleted that, and that's what we want to do for chunks that we want to get rid of and aren't connected to the model. Okay, so that covers how to get rid of sort of artifacts when they're not attached to the main model, but what about things like this where it is attached? So we're going to go over how to do that. So before I showed you the box select, which is B like that, that's not always exactly what we want. Sometimes we want C, which gives us a brush. So here we can actually select like this. which can be helpful. And we can use the scroll wheel to make this bigger or smaller, to make this go faster. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of as much of this as I can. It's helpful to have the brush tool right here rather than using the box select. So that looks pretty good. So again, I'm going to escape out of this mode, and then I'm going to do X and do our whole delete faces. Oh. And see, this is only deleting what's visible, so we're going to have to do this again. I press C to get here, to get into this brush select mode, and I'm just trying to select everything that I want to get rid of. And again, X, or escape X, and then we'll do faces. Okay, we're getting there slowly. So again, C to get into this brush mode. And X. Oh, escape X faces. And we're going to keep on doing this until we get rid of everything. So it's a combination of faces and getting rid of vertices. So that can take a while, but just be patient and try to get rid of all the stuff you need to. And then the next step is we actually have a hole in the model now. And that's really not so good. So we need to fix that. So I'm going to sort of zoom in on the hole that we have, and we need to fill it. And the way we do that is we have to select all the edges around the hole. So what I'm doing right now is I'm shift right clicking to select all the edges around this hole, which is a little bit of a task, to say the least. And make sure we're holding down shift to make this happen. So now that we have it all selected, what we want to do is click Control F. Let's do that again. Control F, and then I'm going to do F. Or I'm going to select that option, and now this hole doesn't look so good, but it's filled, and that's what we want. We don't want any unfilled holes. And I'll go over in the next one of how to fix the weird texture stuff that's happening here, because that doesn't look right, but at least it's filled and it's not left open, because that's going to look strange if it's left open. Okay, so those are some things about sculpting. You won't have to do it on every model, but some of them you might. At this point, you definitely want to save the work so that you don't lose it and you can work on it in increments. So to save the project, just do File, Save, and you can save it in the folder, whatever makes it easiest. So this way you can keep the work, because you see it takes quite a long time. So make sure you save as you go. Just like that. And then you can just press Command S to save as you go. So make sure you're doing that.